Hi, this is Mark Demler. I'm General Manager with Safe Security, Safe at Home Systems, and we're going to today talk about the shortcuts to installing your Honeywell wireless heat detector. First step is to remove the heat detector from the box as you've unpacked your kit. Just simply opens, you pull the cardboard shield out and discard that. In the box you should find the heat detector already in place on its mounting base, the battery, which we'll actually install here in a few minutes, and the mounting screws that are provided with it, as well as the fasteners to affix it to the wall or the ceiling. In the kit also comes the manufacturer's instructions, which will contain a little more detail than we'll talk about today, but will encompass the high points of installing the product. The most important piece is to decide where you're going to locate the detector. Essentially, you're going to use a heat detector in areas that are just not suitable for smoke detectors. For example, those areas that normally are smoky, steamy, or hot. So the heat detector is perfect for use in the kitchen, for example, if you want early warning. The heat detector is great for use in a room that's got a roaring fireplace or near showers that create steam that's hostile to smoke detectors. Certainly a garage or in a shop area where there's a lot of dust or heat. Attic spaces, heat detectors are very good for fire detection in those spaces. But where do you want to avoid? There are places you should not mount your heat detector. For example, don't put it in a heater closet. The technology detects a rise of heat. So if you put it in a small enclosed space where there's a natural heat rise that occurs quickly, you can experience false alarms. You don't want to put it near a boiler or in a boiler room. Don't put it over a stove in a kitchen. And don't mount it right next to a heat vent where a heating system can actually blow heat onto the face of the unit, causing it to heat up. The next step, once you've chosen the best location for it, you need to choose exactly where to mount it in that location. Heat rises, so you're going to want it as close to the tallest ceiling as you possibly can. We recommend it at least 4 inches away from the wall because heat moves into those corners slowly in the case of a fire. We don't want to delay detection of the fire condition. So again, high ceiling, greater than 4 inches from the wall, or high on the wall itself, 4 to 6 inches from the ceiling down. Again, for the same reason, and avoiding corners, because again, heat migrates into corners and those edges very slowly in a fire condition. So the first step to mounting it is you rotate the actual device from its mounting base counterclockwise about 10 degrees, and you simply separate the two pieces. And the wireless transmitter, the battery compartment, and all the operating components come off with the head. And the mounting base can be simply used as the template to mark your holes and install your mounting fasteners, whether you use the ones provided or you prefer Zippets or some of the other commonly available mounting hardware for sheetrock or whatever surfaces you're mounting on. Simple screws if you're mounting to wood are just fine. You'll mount your hole space based upon the back slots in the unit. Simply sink your anchors into the wall of the ceiling, mount your screws into the anchors, leaving about 1/16 of an inch. Then, of course, place the back plate over the anchors and the screws, and then torque it 5-10 degrees clockwise, and then cinch it tight so it's flat against the wall of the ceiling and it doesn't rock, and it looks a little more aesthetic that way. The device is ready then to reinstall. Before you do that, you'll want to insert the battery. And again, it's simply a matter of tearing open the battery case. And be very careful about the polarity of the battery. It can be inserted backwards accidentally. You want to make sure you insert it with the negative end towards the negative terminal, and they are marked, and the positive end towards positive terminal. It just simply snaps right in place, and your heat detector is ready to go. The heat detector comes pre-programmed and pre-enrolled. If you're reading the manufacturer's instructions, they tell you to do that. We've accomplished that for you, so it's already set up to work with your Honeywell Link system that we've shipped. Saved you that step. At that point in time, you will close the device. It actually only goes one way. You can't insert it backwards. You can try to fit it, but it won't close. Make sure you insert the tabs to the mounting pockets on both sides. Face it in, and then rotate it clockwise about 5 degrees until it snaps. That's all there is to it. The unit is then mounted on the wall or the ceiling, and it's ready to go. Time comes you need to replace the battery. The process is just the opposite. Rotate it about 5 degrees and take it out. You'll notice that there's a tamper switch built into the device, so as soon as you pull it off its base, your Lynx control panel will start beeping with a trouble condition. Make sure you silence that at the alarm panel, replace your battery, and then put it back on. Okay. The test process does involve removing the device from its backplate. Once again, take it off, and there is a black button to electronically test it. You push that in, hold it down 5 seconds. Your alarm control panel should then signify a fire alarm. The sounders should go off, and of course a signal will be transmitted to the safe monitoring station. And because that will take place, you want to make sure that you call the safe monitoring station first, give us your customer account number and your password, and let us know you're going to be testing your fire alarm. When you finish testing, you silence the fire alarm at the Lynx control panel, and then call our monitoring station again to make sure we got the signals, and therefore you've performed a good end-to-end test of your entire fire intrusion alarm system. Other than the battery, there are no user serviceable parts. It's not necessarily to clean or perform any other maintenance function on these detectors, but there is one very, very important rule. You must never paint this sensor. If you paint it or alter its appearance in any way, hang any devices from it, tape on it, you're actually interfering with the ability of the device to sense the heat. Heat has to make it through the shell of the detector to operate the electromechanical devices inside, and a layer of paint, no matter how thin, is enough to destroy the ability of the sensor to properly operate. So let's not spray paint these brown or some other color. These devices need to be life-saving white. There we have it. I'm Mark Demler, and now you have a fully installed wireless heat detector.